Have you seen the video of the guy swallowing a live frog? Man, no, I can't say I've seen that either. Jesus Christ. Oh, salt circles are used for more than that? Oh, okay. And thanks, no one, yeah. That shit's just sad. I still haven't watched Lamino's JFK video yet. I still really want to. And who do I think killed JFK? I think the CIA had a very large part in it. At the very least, in making sure that it happened instead of preventing it. They had that big disclosure of the old JFK assassination documents. That's some fishy shit. But I haven't watched Lamino's video on it yet, no. Getting forklift certified would be cool. Maybe at some point I'll do it. Bro thinks he's wise with the glasses on. What do you mean, man? They're not even like actual glasses. They just block blue light, apparently. I'm not acting more sophisticated or wise or anything. The Tampa Mafia killed JFK? Probably not, but who knows? And for sure, Tony. Windigoon got some really good videos about JFK and the MLK assassinations. He also covered this, didn't he? The JFK... Oh, I don't even think I can pull this up on stream because it's a banned game. I think he covered the JFK Reloaded game, right? I think that's where I learned that that game was made to try and recreate the magic bullet theory. And you get scored on how close it was to the magic bullet. I did not see that servo. Must have been earlier today. Thanks, Alex. Hope you win, Rusty. Good luck. How are the blue light glasses working? It's only been like 2 days. It's hard to say for sure. Yeah, I think Nexpo's great. And I do know about the hurricane that hit California. Yeah, we talked about it. What do you say to people who've legitimately lived with poltergeist activity? I have and was skeptical before I did. It's just hard to believe that that is a thing that happened. It's like the people that think they were probed by aliens because they had sleep paralysis. So it's a hard thing for me to take at face value, since there's legitimately no evidence in any capacity of ghosts and all that being real. A cryptid tier list? I didn't do a tier list. But I know like every cryptid ever. I'm a huge cryptid fan. Mothman, Goatman's one of my favorites actually. Goatman's one of the only cryptids that actually killed somebody. Obviously he's not real. I know that. But he's a urban legend and he's across a bridge and some teenagers were looking to hunt down Goatman and one of them fell off the bridge and died. So he's like the only cryptid with an actual kill to his name. If you could talk to one person, dead or alive, for an hour, who would it be and what would you talk about? I don't know, I'd have to really fucking think. I have no clue. Yeah, there's a lot of good games right around the corner. I'm looking forward to Starfield and Lies of P. Cautiously optimistic for Starfield, very optimistic for Lies of P. And Mortal Kombat 1's pretty close now, too. Nope, not even then, Panned. I haven't played Hearts of Iron. Doesn't Slenderman technically have a ton of kills by proxy because of all of the IRL fanatic followers? If you're talking about the Slenderman stabbings, no. No one actually died. You're talking about those 2 teenage girls. They didn't actually kill their victim, luckily. She survived. With like 40 knife wounds, too. It was crazy. This is a really fucked up story. There's interrogation footage. Oh yeah, there is. Didn't JCS cover it at some point, or am I totally misremembering? A ghoul? Welcome aboard, Rhino. Are ghouls like super strong? Yeah, they stabbed her 19 times in an attempt to appease Slenderman. There is so much depth to this story. The whole thing is tragic. It is scary. Baldur's Gate 3's been great, yeah. And I haven't caught up on Baki yet, but I will. Yeah, the girl survived the stabbing, that's what I was saying. So I don't think there's any Slenderman deaths. Whereas Goatman actually did lead to someone dying. Can't say I heard of Ronald Gene Simmons. That is scary shit. Jesus Christ. One of the girls was released this year. Yeah, right here. Did you know about Boswell High School stabbings in Texas from 2 years ago? I did not. No, we were talking about cryptids. That's how we ended up on the Slender Man thing. I haven't seen the Sinister movies. I hear they're actually pretty good, though. And thanks for a long time watching, Lance. I am looking forward to Spider-Man 2. I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's got its work cut out for it to win Game of the Year, though. It's been a stacked year. Have you seen all the hate the new Snow White movie is getting? A little bit. I know it's because of Rachel Zegler saying that she didn't like Snow White or something. Or was afraid of it. And she hated the ride because the ride was scary. So they completely like redid Snow White. I don't know. I didn't actually watch too much of it. I've just seen all the headlines and hoopla. But I do know people are not happy with it. I think it'll just be another soulless Disney remake cash grab. And nothing more. As every single live-action remake is. I think they're all fucking bad. Well, that is a very sad story, stop motion. Jesus, man. Christ. Yeah, we were talking about the pink sauce girl. How she has a GoFundMe now because apparently she lost all of her money. And blamed it on Dave's Gourmet for a bad deal. Oh yeah, this was a huge story when it happened. I don't know what that is, Pand. I don't know what was going on today, but it looks like YouTube's algorithm found the galaxy gas because they recommended some very interesting videos to me today on the home page. And one of them caught my eye right away. I couldn't refuse clicking on it. It was called Bigfoot Farted in My Living Room. The video is 2 years old with 2.9 thousand views. I don't even know how YouTube found this in the archives to push it to me, but God bless them for it because I truly believe that content like this is what YouTube is all about. This is the soul of the platform. Just a man and his camera telling a good old story about Bigfoot spreading his cheeks and laying a fucking stinky one in the living room. It comes from a gentleman named Stacy Hazlitt. I thought it was going to be like some kind of made up silly story. Like the title, Bigfoot Farted in My Living Room, sounds like a children's story you'd read to them to get them to like settle down or eat their vegetables. Like, you better eat your vegetables or else Sasquatch is going to pay us a visit and do this and PU, it'll be bad. But it's a real story with his account of not only Bigfoot, but the entire Foot Clan that he is affiliated with, as well as a bit on Dogman. It's such a captivating story, and YouTube had a hard read on me today, knowing that I would be gripped by it. I've recently been on a paranormal binge where I've been doing like ghost hunts and investigations looking for irrefutable proof of spirits and all of that. Well, this right here is making me believe I gotta get out there and look for cryptids as well, because this needs to be thoroughly investigated. Now, I want to be clear up front. I'm not making fun of him or trying to poke holes in his story here. Who am I to say? Maybe Bigfoot really did come in there with a full fucking colon and just letting loose a neurotoxin from his cheeks. I have no way of knowing. Now, I'm not personally a believer in Bigfoot or Dogman. I would love if they were real. Perhaps Stacy has evidence, but the point of this isn't like to make fun of him or anything like that. I just think it's a really fun story to play around with, and he tells it really well. It's just a riveting tale. And like I said, I just think this kind of content is the essence of what makes YouTube special. Just firing up the old webcam and just talking about a story that means something to you. Just yapping about something that is special or just having a good time, you know? Not everything needs to be this highly produced, highly monetized, optimized for mid-roll ads type content and shit. This is the kind of content that I just love. So, big hats off to Stacy for sharing this story.
Hi, people. I'm back one more time. Named Stacy Hazlitt for the new viewers. Come up with a picture of a kill on one of his shows that didn't make any sense to him. He couldn't figure out exactly what the kill was and how it happened. Anyway, as soon as that kill come up, the first thing I seen on it was Dogman. I contacted Jack, my Dogman expert, and he sent me a picture of a confirmed Dogman kill.
In 2 minutes, Stacy Hazlitt has accomplished what Rings of Power failed to do in 2 seasons. It got me invested. So, he's talking about another YouTube channel called How to Hunt, and in one of their segments, they must have had a picture of some kind of kill. And according to Stacy, that kill that they couldn't quite identify was Dogman. So he got his Dogman expert on the horn, Jack, to send him a picture of a confirmed Dogman kill so he could compare the evidence. This is kind of like Rick from Pawn Stars, where he's got like an expert for everything, it seems. So Jack is his Dogman guy, and he pulls up the picture of the confirmed Dogman kill.
I'm going to show it to you if I can find it on my phone. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I've lost it. Okay, here it is.
He then brings up a picture of the confirmed Dogman execution. I don't think I can show you that picture, not because it's necessarily all that gory, but more so fear of the deep state and what they might do if the truth gets out.
Steve done a thing. He showed a video on there one time of what somebody took like a night vision picture of Dogman attacking soldiers and killing a bunch of soldiers. And then the next thing you know, the same video, they're watching this. Here come the Bigfoot, and they killed all the Dogmen. And you can see this in the video.
Stacy warns that dogmen are particularly violent and then talks about the time that dogmen killed some soldiers and then the Bigfoot team came through and wiped out the dogmen. So there must be some kind of like power struggle between dogmen and Bigfoot. I don't know the exact relationship between these two clans. I don't really know the dynamic, but it sounds like some kind of plot line out of Warhammer 40k with like the fucking Imperium versus the Tyrannid. This seems like a war that we wouldn't want to get mixed up in. Getting sandwiched in the middle there would probably be certain death. I say treat it like Godzilla. Let them fight. And it does make me curious. What side are the Chupacabra on? A few years back, I made a banger tweet that said, the Chupacabra is real, it just fucked my grandpa. And while that may not have been a real story or anything, that was just a throwaway shitpost, it does make me wonder now. Has a Chupacabra ever fucked someone? And that tweet been a bit insensitive. Food for thought. All I know for certain is, I'm not here to discount Stacy Hazlitt's beliefs on the dogmen or big feet, and he references a video where he says that you can see the dogmen allegedly killing soldiers and then big feet coming through and fucking clobbering the dogmen. So I just need to try and find that video, which I haven't been able to yet.
Anyhow, Dogman's very violent. The Dogman is an underling of the Bigfoot. They're not up to Bigfoot standards. They're getting real prevalent. There's a lot of them. They're showing up everywhere. Park rangers are seeing a lot of them. Soldiers are seeing them. 4 guys were killed with the Dogman killed 4 guys and let one got away because they threw a rock and hit him in the face. That's on Steve's show also. Avoid the Dogman. He is not like the Foots.
I gotta say, the dogmen sound like real assholes. Like, of course, it's not fun getting hit in the face with a rock. No one likes that. You know, you gotta be a real jerk to do something like that. But to go and slaughter 4 people in cold blood, that's such an overreaction. You know what I mean? Like, there was definitely a more civil way of handling that, and it just kind of gives all dogmen, like, a bad rep. Because, as Stacy's saying, they now are viewed as more violent. You know, and now I guess Bigfoot has to come in there and fucking slap them around, put them back in line.
The Foots consider me part of their clan. I have a hard time dealing with this sometimes. Johnny came out to my house, and the Foots were real prevalent back there at my house. They were always there. And I took Johnny through the woods. And as we're going through the woods, the Foots are following us around back there. We get home, we get back around, go home. They stay there for dinner. We're eating dinner, and Johnny's sitting there at the table, and he hears something saying, "Come out here," to Johnny. Johnny said, "Who said that, Josh?" I says, "No, nobody said nothing." This was a message for Johnny from the Foots.
I didn't know Sasquatch was capable of telepathy. I mean, call me an ignorant buffoon, a silly Cro-Magnon for being unaware, but I had no clue that the Foots kind of function like Charles Xavier, able to like beam information into people's heads. That is a super strong and useful ability for them, I imagine, in order to like stay under the radar if they're able to get inside our heads. But he's talking now about his friend. So Stacy's had many encounters with the Foots. He's even accepted as a member of their clan. He's talking about how prevalent they used to be at his property, where they'd always be around, just kind of, you know, overdosing on chill pills. Like, these dudes sound like they just chill hard as fuck. The Foots just kicking back, maybe enjoying a brewski or two. He talks about how some of them used to like to intermingle, but mainly they just kind of like to keep to themselves and I guess just kind of relax around the property.
Well, me and Johnny are really tight, and the Foots know that, so they attached to Johnny a little bit, and he took them home with him. Johnny is always they're around, and Johnny knows it. He gets a little buzzing in his head the way I get with mine. Only his is a little different. His is like static or something. Johnny's out there, and he'll be out in the yard, and he'll hear right beside him somewhere. He will hear somebody's stomach growling, like that. He's had him fart on him, and stink.
So we're not so different after all. Even the Foots get a case of the bubble guts. So I'm not really sure how the Foots really work anymore. I was always under the impression that Bigfoot was just kind of like this big monster man in the forest, real hairy and shit, and he likes beef jerky. But the way that Stacy describes the Foots make him sound like an actual like superhero. Well, kind of superhero. More in line with like a DC Comics character. So, well, yeah, actually, not even. More like some kind of spiritual being, because he talks about how it attaches to Johnny, like all the Foots attached to Johnny. I don't know if he meant like physically, like they fucking lock arms with him and like go home with him, or more in like a metaphysical sense where like their energy is now attached to Johnny. I guess I just don't really know for sure. The only thing I can be certain of here is that them bitches are farting, because apparently he's had that happen multiple times.
He's told me that before. They have farted right out there on end. Okay, well that's cute, but he's had that happen. Well, guess what? I think it was Saturday. Yeah, this Saturday. Sharon and Donna and Josh were in the living room. All of a sudden, something farted right in the living room. Wasn't none of them. And they're looking all at each other and what the hell? And it stunk. It stunk. Bigfoot farted in my living room.
Now, don't panic. According to the comments, he answered a question and stated that the smell did not linger, so they didn't need to evacuate or anything. The misery was ephemeral. The fart came and it went. And the Foots, I bet, were having a big giggle about it, having a hearty belly laugh after farting in Stacy's living room. I think that's pretty impolite, especially given the history that Stacy has with the clan, but maybe again I'm just not familiar with the customs of the Foots. So, overall, I think it's just a really interesting story, and I just went on a really refreshing ride watching this video. So, I wanted to share it with all of you and just kind of talk about it a little bit. I will probably get even deeper into cryptids than I already am. Most of you know I love cryptids. I've never gone on like a real cryptid hunt outside of like one time, and we didn't even stay the entire night because of coyotes, but I would love to do more investigating on cryptids since I'm already taking the plunge into the paranormal as is. I think it's just a pretty natural progression of that. So I'll probably start doing that, and this was kind of the catalyst to jumpstart that passion. So big thanks to Stacy for sharing the story. Go check out his channel, and wishing him the best. That's really about it. So yeah. You all know I love cryptids and supernatural silliness. So obviously, I'm a fan of Mothman. Mothman is an urban legend that haunts a town in West Virginia called Point Pleasant. He's either a man with all the powers of a moth, or a moth with all the powers of a man, such as literacy and a love for rock and roll music. So you can imagine how terrifying and powerful this creature can be. He sounds like a villain Batman would square off against, but I can assure you this is no comic book fairy tale. Mothman is very real, and he's not to be taken lightly. There's a whole video that presents the story of Mothman beautifully. It comes from Storied, and I'd like to share that with you so that way you too can sleep in fear knowing that Mothman is out there terrorizing this peaceful planet. Right now, that no good son of a bitch is flying around in West Virginia, reading our books, chasing our cars, and scaring our children. And you know what? I think I've had just about enough of it. Who do you think is more badass, Mothman or Goatman? I don't really remember Mothman super well off the top of my head.
It did have the biggest red eyes.
There's a 6-foot bird and massive wings.
And I asked her how
Where does
big the
Mothman live
wingspan
again?
was. She said about 10 to 12 feet.
Is Point
Arkansas or
Pleasant
something?
haunted? I'm
Oh,
here in
West
Point
Virginia.
Pleasant, West Virginia, the little Appalachian town with a big monster history.
Man, this place looks like straight out of the 1940s. That's some old-style American living. Only one big corporation there with McDonald's. Everything else is like a church or a... not like a cigar factory. Jesus Christ. Maybe Mothman really does live here. He's just a local.
There's even a Mothman statue in the middle of downtown.
Oh, that's super cool.
It speaks to the idea that this really is modern folklore, better known as the TNT area.
That's pretty cool. So Mothman is attracted to munitions. He's coming for our
On November
guns.
15th, 1966,
So he's against the Second Amendment
two
then, huh?
young married couples,
Well, then he's against our whole
Roger
nation.
and Linda Scarberry and
Let's
Steve
unite,
and
West
Mary
Virginia.
Millette were
We'll take
driving
down
around
Mothman.
the TNT area. But shortly after, while traveling along Route 62, they spotted it again.
Oh god, he's coming in
This
hot.
time, it followed them. The car reached speeds
It's West
as
Virginia.
fast
Surely
as
one of them could
100
lean out the
miles
window
an
and
hour.
start shooting.
Through their archive, there's a lot of stuff here.
Well,
that I'm
Mothman's already
super
burned the
excited to
files, I'm
explore.
sure.
Scarsbury eyewitness sketch of Mothman, verified by others. One of the original.
That son of a bitch. I've seen this guy before. Okay. So it's a Digimon we're dealing with, eh? West Virginia's got a bigger problem than I thought. Miss McDaniel from the other end of the room held up the phone. I could distinctly hear the sounds of loud pings and clicks. They continued for 5 minutes, then the phone was dead. Are you telling me Mothman prank called you?
This was a top secret
He can use a
government
phone?
facility. They made all these
Yeah.
explosives for the atomic bomb.
If you can use a
They
phone,
recorded
you
all
can
the
use a
people from the
drone
town.
too.
You would come to work
West
here,
Virginia's got to be careful of
onto
any
a
predator
bus that
missiles
all the
now.
windows were black. You never know out here.
Over the following 3 days,
You could
after
try to
the
get to some of these
November 15th
areas with
sighting,
fake ghosts.
At least
That'd be
8
kind
more
of cool.
people reported similar.
And then it jumped on the hood
Whoa.
and just sat there and just squatted kind of and looked at us.
What
but
the
it
fuck
did
is he
have
doing?
The biggest red eyes, and it run right past the car, and it jumped up in the air and just opened up
a little
the biggest
goofball.
pretty set of bird wings, because you could see the feathers in it and everything. Just opened them up and just
could be an
went off
angel.
in the night like that.
Over 100 eyewitnesses reported accounts of the Mothman in this area. Almost all agreed on the same point.
Sounds like
the
mass
monster
hysteria to
was as
me.
large or as the sheer number of sightings might be an example of the psychological and social
Hey, that's what I said.
phenomenon known as mass hysteria.
Hey, fuck yeah,
The
I
textbook
said that.
definition of mass hysteria
I called it.
says it is a form of mass contagion. The size of a small town like Point Pleasant offered a unique social environment. Residents
Yeah,
either
'cause
had a
it's disconnected
Mothman
from the rest of the
story
world's
themselves
technology,
or
it
knew
seems.
someone who did, which allowed the story
Bro,
to
if a
circulate
5G
in
wave got in
relatively
here, the
close
whole
in a
town would
network
explode.
That could bolster the belief. It was proposed early on that the Mothman was actually a sandhill crane.
No way.
West
What?
Virginia-
How dumb do you think the people of West Virginia are? A sandhill crane? We get those here. They don't look like a Mothman, and they're not that tall. I mean, I guess they could be like actual inbred idiots, I suppose, I guess, but I don't think anyone would confuse a sandhill crane for anything more than a medium bird.
Dr. Robert Smith of the West Virginia University Biology Department said the description fits that of a sandhill crane.
He needs to be
Sandhill cranes have
fired.
an average wingspan of around 6.5 feet and are about 3 to 4 feet tall. They also happen to have red patches around their eyes. But Dr. Z, you may be wondering,
They
do
don't
sandhill
look anything
cranes
like a
ever make it to
man.
West Virginia? The answer is
Even when they're
yes,
flying
because
or
I
anything.
am a crazy bird. One about a local
Maybe Mothman
teenage
really
prankster
does
who
exist
found
and he's
it
just
fun
keeping
to
that
jump
whole
out at
town
cars driving
actual
at night in the
brain
TNT
dead.
area while wearing.
I go over to see what's going on. I have to come back. I said,
How many people live in
"I gotta
Point
put a suit
Pleasant?
and tie
I have to
on."
look that up. What is the Point Pleasant population? It's got to be like 80 people. West Virginia, I guess. 4,000. That's so much more believable. That makes a lot more sense. 100%. Okay, yeah. That sounds about right.
Guardian angel to ultra terrestrial, scary monster to cute cryptid, and everything in between.
And still, he
Interestingly,
protects
no
us.
witness has ever reported this
He's not the
creature harmed a
hero
human.
we deserve.
Maybe he really
but he's
is
the
just
hero
your
we
friendly
need right now.
neighborhood Mothman.
Mothman's about number 5 on the
What a
list
great
of things
video.
I don't want to run into.
I had
out
never
here.
actually seen Monstrum before.
Snakes.
That was a really good summation
not
of the
like
Mothman
snakes.
legend, which I didn't really remember super well. Good shit, story. That was really good. I came to the conclusion that Mothman is better than Goatman. You only say that because the presentation around Mothman was better than Goatman. Goatman doesn't have that kind of reputation yet, because he's just a jubilant old forest creature who sometimes people fall off a bridge around him. Also, it looks like Goatman's kind of getting like a stranglehold on kids' content here. Fun and Crazy Kids, 13 hours ago, a little Goatman hunt. And then 6.2 million views on this one. See, Goatman is what the kids need these days. Mothman, that's old-timey shit. That's your old granddaddy's boogeyman. Goatman keeps us awake now. I don't like anyone that has a stupid name like the Snallygaster and shit like that. I like the simple ones. Mothman, Goatman, Hairy Hands. It tells you instantly what you're dealing with. It's extremely descriptive. You immediately can picture exactly what that thing is. And I like that. Hairy Hands is really interesting, though. And interesting is probably the wrong word. That's awfully generous. It's a legend that started on a single road in the middle of bumblefuck nowhere. I forgot. Probably West Virginia. God only knows. But on a road, it is said that drivers who are driving late at night sometimes may be visited by a pair of floating hands that happen to be hairy. And what they've been known to do is jerk the steering wheel away from the driver and cause them to veer off the road into a nearby ditch. And that's all hairy hands, baby. He doesn't discriminate. He'll throw that wheel to the side no matter who's driving it. A bus full of kids, doesn't matter. Hairy hands is striking if you're caught on his road at the wrong time of night. On August 26th, 1921, an army captain reported that a pair of invisible hands had taken a hold of him and forced his motorcycle off the road. After which the story got picked up by newspaper in London and the story became nationwide. If the hands were invisible, how did he see them? That goes against everything Hairy Hands stands for. He couldn't see the hands, only the hair. True, that's probably what it was. Now I won't be able to sleep. Yeah, you bet your ass you won't. Hairy Hands may have been confined to one rogue street in Dartmoor, but who's to say he hasn't broke free from his damnation? That little tingle you get on your neck in the middle of the night? The sheets shuffle around without you influencing them? Who's to say it's not Hairy Hands paying you a little visit? Right now, we are living in the golden age of information. The collective knowledge of all of humanity is right at your fingertips on the World Wide Web, the magical cyberspace. And actually, it's become somewhat of an overload of information because you can always find evidence to support any belief you want to have. No matter how unhinged or how unrealistic it is, you can find entire communities of people backed up by their own proof that is convincing enough for them and maybe even you. It's just a matter of asking, typing it in on a search engine, and you can find unlimited information to confirm any belief you want. So, it's clearly led to a problem where people are believing everything and anything. And that's not exclusive to just like dumb people. I see that cope a lot where it's like, oh, only stupid people fall for things like flat earth or goblins. Like, believe it or not, there is a very real community of people that post goblin sightings in the real world. I'm not yanking your chain. It is a community of people that believe goblins walk amongst us, and they'll take these little videos at night of what I imagine is just like little like raccoons or something, and they're like, holy shit, it's a goblin ran across my front yard at 4 a.m. And the same community exists for gnomes. Gnomes have recently been popping off in popularity with people believing there are actually gnomes that walk amongst us. Giants, another one. We recently had a big giant hoopla where a TikToker thought he saw a giant on top of a mountain, and a lot of people believed it. Point is, anyone will believe anything, as long as they just want to, and they can always find evidence for it. And this extends to people that aren't just traditionally, observably stupid people. Anyone, regardless of their intelligence, can easily fall into this rabbit hole where if they hear something that sounds interesting, or maybe they just want to live in a fairy tale or, escape from reality, believe in fantasies, they can easily find evidence to cement those beliefs and have them locked into actually thinking that it's real. And they just kind of fall for it, even if they are just like actually smart people. It can happen. And this extends to even people in power, like the president of Mexico, who recently made a statement about an elf, believing that he had found a real elf picture. And he proudly posted this so-called elf evidence, and my God, how beautiful it was. Did you see the president of Mexico posted a picture of an elf he saw? Is it like a confirmed elf sighting? Mexican president posts photo of what he claims is a Mayan elf. Well, I'll withhold judgment. Let me take a peek here. A mischievous woodland spirit in Maya folklore. Jesus Christ, he's found it. That looks more like one of the NPCs out of Destiny 2 than an elf. This is like the world's most demented elf. Why does it shit look like Darth Sidious up there? How the fuck is that an elf? In what universe? Like, even suspending disbelief, like, obviously this is clearly not anything paranormal or any kind of cryptid. But, like, in what universe would this even be misconstrued as an elf? This is not one of Santa's little helpers, I'll tell you that much. It's 100% an owl doing a hunched shoulder thing. Well, bah humbug to you too, Ebenezer Scrooge. I think this could very well be like a Jawa, perhaps, from Star Wars. Maybe he was disassembling the president of Mexico's car or something and then ran away when he heard him coming. Goatman returns. Oh, no. You don't get a picture of Goatman. If you're close enough to get a picture of Goatman, you're already dead. That guy does not fuck around. I think Goatman is the only cryptid with an actual confirmed kill. Because some group of teenagers that was hunting down Goatman fell off a train track. One of the teenagers fell off and died. Because Goatman resides at the other end of a train track. One of them fell off and died. So Goatman does actually have a kill under his belt. Goatman is real and he ate my ass. Yeah, I believe it. That guy's a fucking pervert, honestly. Mothman. Too small to be Mothman and there's no giant wings. We watched an entire breakdown on the lore of Mothman. This looks nothing like him. Unless he's wearing a hoodie. It also looks nothing like this. I like how he puts the side by side though. As if it's supposed to be like definitive proof. Like, look! They're the same picture. It's the same thing. This looks like a Jimmy Neutron carving. According to the traditional Maya belief, Aluxes are small, mischievous creatures that inhabit forests and fields and prone to playing tricks on people, such as hiding things. Some people leave small offerings to appease them. Well, why would you leave small offerings? Wouldn't that just entice them to keep coming back for the offerings? That seems like a terrible plan. That'd just make them gluttonous. You're feeding them? Interesting. Hey, maybe the joke's on us. Maybe he's right. Maybe that really is a little elf. A little goofball up there. This picture is from 2 years ago. What? I thought he took the picture. I thought that was the whole point. You telling me this guy just Googled, like, Aluxes, whatever they're called? The fuck is the point of that? Massachusetts police on the hunt for a 200-pound stolen Shrek statue. Wow, that thing's beautiful. This is 200 pounds. This looks like someone made it out of clay in arts and crafts. I haven't read very much so far, but I'm going to tell you this feels like a psyop. I feel like this is all a big scam. They just wanted to get this in the headlines, so they made this knowing it's an abomination, a beautiful one at that. And they pretended that it's been stolen, reported it missing in order for all of the news agencies to pick up on it as a massive ploy. I see right through the scheme. Stolen by the deep state. Yeah. God damn it. The Illuminati's taking our Shrek statues. This is the guy that records televisions for when they glitch and then uses it as proof that people have shape-shifting powers and reptilians are real. We've seen this. Or maybe we just saw part 1. This is one of my favorite conspiracies, actually.
Is that at all a consideration? So when you speak
Whoa! I saw it! Holy fuck. Well, I'm sold. I came into this video a non-believer, and that was enough to convince me.
Longer they'll live. Sick, I know, but I also know you want to hear what she has to say. The doc says if these people don't get help or straighten up fast, I haven't pre-read any of this. Brittany won't make it to the age 30. Lindsay won't see
oh my god,
and Michael Jackson
she's transmogrifying. What the fuck is happening?
Angelina's gonna have a long
oh my god,
life,
she's turning into an animorph.
If you're not already bipolar,
I hear yelling in the
Anchor's clothes appear to transform as well. This all but confirms it's a technical error.
No.
Though dismiss this, arguing that the clothes are part of the disguise. Regardless, she isn't the only Fox News reporter to allegedly transform into.
That is a good response. No. Reptilians also use fake clothes.
News anchor.
Oh my god, he's doing it.
Deputies
He's polymorphing.
Say the speeders have taken over.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Last night, stories go around the mountains about the winner-take-all races. Well, the owner of the website who advertises those races.
Oh, he's turning into Harvey Dent.
It's all just a joke. He says it doesn't really
What
happen.
the fuck is
He
that?
says he put them on his website just to annoy the local.
Wait, alright, never mind. I actually believe in
And
it
they
now.
basically are
What the
saying some
fuck
of the
was
same
that?
things over and over here, and other people cause problems. The bicyclists, the cars.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Total Recall when his eyes are popping out of his skull when he takes his helmet
These guys
off.
are driving really fast, or the inexperienced
He's
drivers
doing it
thinking that
again!
they're on powerful bikes that
Oh,
they're
it's like
really
leaving
not ready to
bubblegum
drive
out in the
yet.
sun.
That's kind of the
A paleontologist who theorized that if dinosaurs hadn't gone extinct, they would have eventually evolved into this humanoid creature. As seen, this life form has the appearance of a typical reptilian. Is it therefore possible that the name is a known joke?
What? Far be it for me to fact check the expert, but did anyone ever say that if dinosaurs didn't go extinct, they would have evolved into a reptilian? How long ago did dinosaurs live again? It was like 60 million years, right? God, the paleontologists in chat's gonna lose their goddamn mind. So anywhere between 60 million and 2 billion, I see. Very helpful. 40 years ago. Okay. Well, let's work under the assumption that it's 60 million. Would they have been able to evolve that much in 60 million years? I don't think so. I don't think they'd go from, like, tiny-armed, giant fucking skull dinosaurs into a proper businessman reptilian. That feels like it just wouldn't work.
So far, it's been
really
inspiring.
And not
She's,
unpleasant. I mean,
oh my god!
Change all that.
No, we're not going to.
150 countries.
She's doing it again.
With teenagers
She's fucking freestyling, transforming willy-nilly.
Living in extreme poverty or living with HIV.
What the fuck is that? Oh my
stories,
god!
Listen to their stories and write them for UNICEF. And so, I mean, I obviously learned so much from these kids. I learned from Anna in particular, who has lived in.
Oh, it's a video game glitch in the real world.
To live each day to its fullest.
Doing any kind of missionary work.
She's turned into a beehive.
And you then went on.
Not again, I can't handle it. The truth is overwhelming.
It's been 7 years.
It's too much. Oh, her
her
face is morphing into an actual butthole.
Stories was incredible.
Oh god.
When you see.
I mean, you can't explain that. Finally got Sasquatch. It's about fucking time. I wish they threw a Pokeball at it or something, capture it. That way we can bring it in and study it. Instead of just fucking filming. I feel bad for the guy that they dressed up to do this. He just has to walk around aimlessly in the snow, doing nothing. 10 more laps! Here we go, back to the scary shit. Whoa! Look at it! Oh my god! It's a phantom! What's he doing? Ah! He's stealing from downstairs. It's Harry and Ron with the invisibility cloak. My god. No way! It's the ghost of fluorescent lights? Ah! 2 Komodo dragons fight on Indonesian island? Jesus Christ. It's like a Godzilla movie. He's got him in a full mount. This week I saw something so baffling that it's really genuinely making me question if the human brain is devolving, becoming smoother, less wrinkles. It's the case of the TikTok giant. For those that don't know, there was a TikTok creator who filmed a giant, mysterious figure on top of a mountain. Was it Sasquatch? Was it the Loch Ness Monster? Perhaps Goatman? No. He claimed that he had seen a giant. And TikTok absolutely ate that up. They devoured it like it was a full course of spaghetti and meatballs. Not only TikTok though, it then expanded to Twitter, where even more people started to believe that they had just seen irrefutable proof of a giant, because there was something on top of a mountain that was big. This whole thing is like a child believing the tooth fairy's real because when they put their tooth under their pillow, there's a quarter there. It is easily debunked and has been multiple times now, but then they just throw away the truth that's facing them because they prefer to live in the magic of there being giants walking amongst us here. It's a beautiful delusion albeit very sad too, because people are also convinced that not only was this proof of a giant, it's proof that the CIA murdered the guy for filming the giant. I think people are at this point where they are legitimately believing everything as if we're back in the like actual early ages of humans. I saw on TikTok and Twitter, this blew up, the TikTok giant. God, what was the guy's name though? There was a guy on TikTok who took a video of a mountain and there was a big figure on top of the mountain. It's like, oh shit, it's a giant. And then people believed it. They're like, we've seen the proof, the giants are real. And now the person behind the account's not posting. The person's gone missing. So they're like, the government must have got him and killed him for exposing the truth. It's so fucking crazy how, like, I actually think there have been irreparable damage done to the human brain because of TikTok. These are people, adults, actual adults. Why don't I just pull up the Twitter account that was talking about it? Talking about how it's the truth, there was really a giant there, we've known all along, and now that this guy blew the lid on it, the CIA got him and killed him. And then the guy leaned into it, he made this video about how it's all fake and it looked like a hostage video, and they're like, oh my god, irrefutable proof, you can see that the CIA is making him say these things. Where's the original post? Here's the video in question though. Andrew Dawson, thank you. Oh, it's a giant
person, dude. No, seriously, pull over, pull over.
I knew they were here. I've known all along the giants existed. They called me a fool. Also, it's dangerous to scroll in the comments, but I'm pretty sure, I'm not even gonna bother with the Council of Cock being down there as a possibility. Someone went on like Google Earth. They went over that mountain. It turns out it's just a tower. It's just legitimately just a tower. But that didn't dissuade the believers. So what they're saying is they must have built the tower after this video came out in order to hide the truth that there was a giant there. I shit you not. That was their explanation for it being a tower over there. They said that they made it. They put that tower in place in order to obfuscate. But this is what's on the other side. I think the top comment on this is still, the government put that there in order to hide the truth. I'm gambling, but I think I'm right with this. Okay, not the one. You, another person that's trying to keep information no one cares about hidden. Everyone knows it was a giant, everyone still doesn't care. We care about the man being murdered for discovering it, though. We don't trust you. Isn't that crazy? They think the government killed this guy because he caught a video of a giant. That is the human brain in 2023. He did exactly what I told you guys I wanted to do with this whole gullible TikTok brain rot. Remember when I was telling you guys my plan of doing like haunted videos around the warehouse where like chairs move on their own? He did that with this. So after he got that video, he made this video where he leaned into it, exactly what I said I would do in order to farm.
Sorry to disappoint you guys, but all of the videos that I posted were scripted. They're just fake. They're just strictly for it.
So, he leaned into it. He made this video like, it's all fake, this and that, and he made it look like he was under duress. So people are like, clearly the CIA got to him. They're making him say these things. He did every single thing I said I would do with my farming of these fucking idiots. And they believe him fully. They believe he found a giant up here. And then the government killed him. It's so good. We live in an age where everyone has access to a video recording device at all times. Pretty much every nook and cranny of the world's been explored. And a fucking giant would be one of the hardest things to miss. And somehow, this is a confirmed giant. and it's just a coincidence that there happens to be a tower on the other side of this? Wholeheartedly believe it. This isn't even the biggest Twitter thread about it. There was a thread by this lady who's in her early 30s talking about how the government can't be trusted because they're killing us for finding the truth of things they don't want us to know about, citing this video as an example of the giant. And I believe the same woman also started talking about how they're killing people who are finding gnomes. But I may be getting her confused with someone else that was talking about it. People legitimately are believing in fairy tales again. We're going so far backwards. Charlie working for the government. I'm trying to keep you guys from the truth. You're not ready for giants. Those fucking bastards. Filthy monsters they are. I'm doing you a favor. You're not ready to... You can't handle it. Now, looking into it, there was an obituary posted for this individual from a local news source. So it is possible that he did pass away in early 2022, but people are attributing that death to a mysterious circumstance, and it being the CIA that took him out, like it was fucking Jack Bauer on a vendetta to kill this man because he had seen a giant. Why? Well, I don't know. That's not a question that ever gets asked in these situations. Just going through any natural thought process here and breaking it down, what would the government have to gain from hiding giants? Unless they have some kind of secret alliance with the giant tribe, there's just absolutely no reason they'd want to shut this shit down. Put the kibosh on it. Or unless if you look at a giant in the eyes, it gives you eternal life or something and the government's hoarding that to themselves, or their urine acts like the fountain of youth. Just nothing adds up here when you start connecting the dots. This isn't like a Men in Black situation where they're hiding aliens by going around and neuralizing everyone who sees alien activity, where the excuse there is they don't want people to panic. When it comes to giants, that'd be the hardest thing in the world to keep the lid on. Like the cat would get out of the bag so quickly, because it's a fucking giant. They're huge. They're enormous. This one, assuming Patient Zero here was truly a giant, this one was spotted on top of a mountain fucking 40 miles away. So you'd have a real tough time. You'd have your work cut out for you to keep that under wraps. It just, like, and even if there were giants, the existence of them probably wouldn't cause a panic on the same level as, like, aliens or anything. There's absolutely no reason for the government to be hiding the existence of giants. And I can't believe I even have to say that. I feel like I'm having a conversation with, like, the D&D club at a middle school.
I think that's the same vehicle from... Hey!
Now let's break down this little humdinger here. People use this video as proof that the CIA was hunting him down and stalking him because he made this video. He's very clearly leaning into it if you ask me. But let's do a basic thought experiment here. How likely is it that this is staged? Very. It got millions of views, so there's real incentive to play on it. How easy would it be to fake? Extremely. All you need is your friend to sit in a car outside and then drive away when you come out and yell at them. Like, just look at the video. There's just a random car out there with their lights on. So if they're stalking, they're doing a terrible job. They're just sitting right in plain view outside of his house with their lights on. That'd be the worst tale ever. They would be fired from the CIA immediately because they're fucking terrible at their job. Like, at that point, the CIA might as well have a sign out there saying, "We're watching you. Honk if you like government surveillance." Like, this would be genuinely the worst stalking ever from the CIA. And then the guy comes outside and scares the car away like a flock of pigeons on the beach. It's an extremely easy thing to stage. Where's the proof that that is some kind of unmarked CIA vehicle and an operative in there stalking him? The video just starts where he looks out the blinds and the car's already just sitting there in front of his house with his lights on. I think this is so clearly staged in order to play off of the success of the giant video, because it got a lot of attention and a lot of engagement. Now, he hasn't posted on TikTok since 2022, and like I said, there is an obituary posted in a local news source, so it is very possible he did pass away, but I will tell you right now, I highly, highly, highly doubt the government had anything to do with that. Because, again, there's no such thing as fucking giants out there. Sorry to ruin Christmas, but it's the truth. It's a tough pill to swallow, but one you've got to grow up and take right now. I would love if there were giants out there. No one would be happier than me. I would absolutely be ecstatic to learn that giants really are out there and they're coming back. You know, and then they start their own sports league or something. It'd be amazing. I'd be super excited about that. I'd also love if there was a such thing as psychics and telekinetic abilities, as well as being able to form a Kamehameha ball in the palm of my hands if I focus real hard. I would love all of that kind of fantasy shit to be real. But it's not. So there's just nothing the government would do here about a man filming a video claiming he saw a giant, because giants aren't real. So they're not gonna fucking care. It's not like he actually exposed a government secret. They'd have no reason to go silence him. This is just a wild case of people believing anything and everything they see, for no reason other than they have fun believing it. And then they fight tooth and nail for it, even when they are faced with the absolute truth of what the situation is. It's wild. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit. That's about it. So yeah.